Hello everyone, my name is Kimberley and I'm from Beings of the Light. So those of you who don't know me, I channel Beings of the Light, and these are beings from the divine and galactic realms of light. So today we are doing a Patreon channeling of Ascendant Master Lakeshma from Atlantis. So the participants has graciously allowed this to be public so you all can see this today. Okay, so I'm now going to go into trance. So I'm going to ask Lakeshma to come through my being and speak out of me. All right, so I'll see you all on the other side. Hello everyone, I am Lakeshma coming through Kimberley.
Hello, Lakeshma.
Hello.
Hello. I am very excited to come through again, Kimberley, in this way. I am here to assist you on this ascension journey that you chose to go through. It is the new earth that is here, and some of you are experiencing some symptoms and finding it hard to transition to this new earth. It is all happening in divine time, but I'm here to smooth the transition. Do you have any questions for me today?
Jenny, do you want to go first?
Sure. I just had questions regarding Atlantis and like Clovis people and Native Americans. I'm getting a lot of trying to look into those matters, and I was just curious as to why.
Yeah, so you're interested into knowing the connection with Native Americans.
Yes.
Indigenous peoples with Atlantis.
Yes.
So with Atlantis, the origins of esoteric teachings come through from this time period in your time continuum. And as such, this is passed down. Much of this knowledge, much of your native people in this world has much of this knowledge, especially when it relates to Gaia. The powers of Gaia, the connection with Gaia and how Gaia can assist you. The native peoples in your world has known this knowledge throughout generations. societal systems that's been placed that's allowed people, we would say, to forget this connection was not, we would say, felt with these Indigenous people. They have been able to stay connected to who they truly are, although they too have still remembering to go. There is much all of you do not see yet about who you truly are, but the connection to Gaia, the connection with the wisdom and how it can assist you. The knowledge is there. So yes, the connection is. What we learned in Atlantis about the powers, especially of the water, the powers of the earth and how it can assist you, the codes that is within nature that assists in you in your remembering. Much of this knowledge is kept, might not be in its full form, but not much of this knowledge is kept within these people's knowledge systems. We have much to learn from the First Nations people of the world. They carry much wisdom with them, for they know this knowledge. And this is why I'm coming through, and many others are coming through too, because you want to share this knowledge. This knowledge, it's the time for all of you to remember this knowledge. Many of you are distracted. Society has put pressures on you. It's allowing you to be somewhat pinched off in the remembering, many distractions. This is why we encourage you to connect more with Gaia, to connect more with nature. It allows you to assist you in the remembering of who you are. It allows you to tap into this infinite intelligence that you are a part of. You chose to reincarnate on this planet, in this lifetime continuum, at this present time. What is occurring now on your earth has not been seen before at this scale. Yes, there has been times, we would say, in your history where there has been grand evolutions and grand civilizations, but it does not compare to what has started now on earth. It is the great awakening. It is the great remembering. And this is why so many of us are coming through so directly in this time. You chose to remember. This is why you are drawn to these teachings. It is not by accident that you are here. It is not by accident that you reincarnated here on earth. You knew what was going to be occurring on earth before you came here. And since you are drawn to these teachings, you are called to the remembering. You are called to the remembering the connection with all that is, to remembering who you are and how you are one with all that is. We are pleased you asked that question.
Thank you. It clears things up for me very much.
And we see you have a special connection as well.
Yes.
And it's not by accident that you are here.
Definitely not.
So much of the knowledge is kept within these, we would say, communities, because they have that remembering in part, but it's not the full picture. Do you have any more questions?
I don't know. Thank you.
Hi, Lakeshma.
Hello, my child.
So I've had a cold for a very long time. And Kimberley asked me to watch Pamela, another channeler, and I was watching her videos. and one of the things that Pamela channeled was ek. And they were discussing ascension systems, and they said the plasma in the blood is thickening to conduct electricity, and there's something called ek, which I never heard of before, that is thickening the plasma so the light workers can transmute or handle more light. One of the side effects is a lot of mucus. And I went, that is so curious, because I've had a cold for a very long time with a lot of mucus. What do you know about this?
There are certain chemistries within your physical body that assists in the transfusion, we would say, and the taking in of more light energy. There's a whole way of systems that's more on an energetic body from our perspective. As you heighten your vibration, you allow certain chemical reactions to occur within your physical being. It is all connected. And as such, you are able to ground more source energy within you. The source part of you expands. This is why, as you raise your vibration and you ascend further, which is more just going within, you'll feel, we would say, these ascension symptoms. Your physical body is getting used to the expansion of energy within you. And this does affect all different aspects of your being and your DNA.
It does. So they were talking about, like, my immune system, like the red blood cells are adjusting to the change in my plasma. One of the side effects is an immune system depression, so you can, like, get a cold or whatever. So when you're saying their systems, ascensions systems can be different for different individuals?
It can be felt differently. That is correct.
Okay.
So these cold and flu symptoms, we would say, what is occurring is that is correct. There is an immune response, we would say, a detoxing. This is due to a detoxing effect that's occurring. Your body is shedding what is no longer needed in your entire being. And this can trigger an autoimmune response. It can trigger certain, we would say, illness within your body as your body reacts to this change and starts to reject what is no longer needed. Your body is getting used to this change. Your body is detoxing, we would say, but on an energetic level, we would say. But all energy manifests and comes through and is shown in physical ways, you see. So if you have much to shed, you will feel the symptoms more.
Okay, only because when I went in, you know, my millions, and probably you too, were telling me that it was a shedding, that it felt like a cleansing, the shedding. And I said, okay. But I just want to make sure that I'm also processing fear, because that's another way your body alerts you that you have a limiting belief and you're not processing fear. So I kind of get confused on, I mean, I always go within and ask, and I always get a guide, so it's okay. But when is it ascension and when is it fear? Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
What is your emotional state?
Right. Okay, because I'm really, really happy. And I'm sick, but I'm really, really, really happy. Like skipping down the road happy, but coughing at the same time.
These are signs that these are ascension symptoms.
Okay.
If you are in illness and you feel ill in your emotions, and there is fear there, we would say.
Okay.
As you become more sensitive, you will be able to recognize the difference between limiting beliefs that's manifested into physical illness and symptoms that occurs due to the ascension process. Those of you who are more sensitive, you may even feel you seem to be getting more sick in certain ways because of this mass shedding in your terminology. If you want clarity, then you ask. You have, like you said, you have your millions. You have all of us to assist you.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, because like when you go through it, Lakeshma, and I'm never alone, right? Which is great that I have everyone, but you have to understand, like, society say, well, wow, you've been sick for so long. Something must be wrong with you. And then the doubt creeps in and you're like, oh my gosh, is there something really wrong with me? You know, you can't help but, you know, right now when you go through it, you do doubt yourself, you know?
Of course.
I'm really glad with that clue that you can see how you feel in that emotion. Like if you're feeling fear, how's your emotional state, to say, okay, this is just ascension, my body's shedding, it's going to take its time, it's okay. And kind of like, I don't know, it feels like, you know, when you have a baby and your baby teethes and you just don't know if it's a cold or it's just teething because it's drooling and stuff is coming out of the nose and the mouth, and you're like, child sick, or is it just teething? And it's just teething and it goes away and the baby's not really sick. That's what I'm at. I'm just going through ascension systems and I'm not really sick.
That's right. And it's how you see. It's about your perspective also. It's all connected. And it's about accepting what is occurring. If you fight against it, this is the fear. If you feel like you need to fight against it, what is the resistance? Are you not letting go of control? There is many clues here. Sometimes it is shown to you. Sometimes things are experienced through you to show you you need to let go of control. But my dear, this just occurred even with Kimberley. Yesterday, she discussed with Gaia for more validation on what is occurring even with her. And she received the answer that indeed it is a detoxing effect that is occurring. And I know some of you that are sensitive, some of you that are healers may feel shame because you feel that you should always be in a state of wellness. But this is not the case. There are lessons here. There are lessons here telling you to let go of control and accept what is occurring. And once you can do that, the lesson has been taught. If you know these are ascension symptoms, then you can accept them more readily and allow them to flow through in its own divine time. There is no wrong. Even illness is wrong. How do you see illness? Do you see illness as wrong? Do you see illness as something that makes you of a lesser healer, of a lesser light worker? If you experience illness, what is your beliefs around this? There are many lessons as you go through your ascension journey. You undergo certain tests, we would say, because you are ready. And as you go through each layer of these tests, there will be deeper nuances of fears and belief systems to allow you to remember that you are perfect and that you are whole and that you are one and that there is no wrong. So those of you who feel they're going deeper within, they are traveling along your remembering journey, you may experience more hiccups. It's because you're being tested. but it's because you're ready. And the pace of which you travel, it is to do with your divine blueprint, what you chose to explore here, and your role here, you see. Some of you are traveling very fast as this new earth has awakened, we would say, in your terminology, an increase of speed in your ascension journey. It is about allowing everything to come through, to accept it as whole and perfect. And the perspective, it's our pleasure, the perspective of seeing it as there is no wrong. And it gives you an opportunity when there is illness experienced in the physical body. It gives you the opportunity to go deeper within, you see. It's all happening for a reason.
Yes, I see. And thank you.
It is our
very easy to slip into that duality, Lakeshma.
Of course. It's only human after all.
It's only human after all.
You chose to come through and be a human in this time continuum.
Yes, I wouldn't change it for a second.
This is the path of the human, to go through this forgetting journey and then the remembering journey.
Yes, how lucky. We're very blessed. Very, very blessed. Lauren, who cannot be with us, Lakeshma, has a few questions, and this is right up your alley because this is all about Atlantis, she wants to know. She asked, why did Atlantis surface so much in Plato's enduring works, and whether these were intentional encodings to pass down to the generations of consciousness?
Well, Plato, like many other, we would say, grand people in your history, was also a channeler. Many of these people receive this information because they're aligned and they chose to explore this in their lifetime. He was ahead of his time. The knowledge he received was from the non-physical. And yes, he received some of this esoteric knowledge. He was able to tap into knowledge from Atlantis, and he was able to pass it down in his way, according to his belief systems and his fears at the time. The society back then was very different to it is now. But yes, there are many people in history that have tapped into this knowledge of Atlantis. There is much out there in relation to Atlantis. Many different stories, you would say. Some are fiction, some are non-fiction. And that is okay, as there is no wrong. But people like Plato and others, they did tap into this knowledge. And they were called to assist in expanding this greater knowledge and wisdom to the world. Of course, back then they did not have the systems we had now to spread the knowledge. It was a very different time. And you will see in your perspective of history, this knowledge is passed down in different ways according to societal systems at their present time continuum.
Her next question is, Lakeshma, she is also wondering about the relationship between the highest forms of consciousness in Atlantis and the connections to the esoteric schools of ancient Egypt.
My favorite thing to talk about. And so will Kimberley very soon. Yes, there is a strong correlation here. So Thoth came through from another world. He passed down these ascension teachings to us. This knowledge was first developed in our society, and it was passed on to the great civilization of Egypt. And Thoth was also involved with Atlantis. Of course, Egypt morphed into, we would say, a different society than Atlantis. The human nature, we would say, the illusion took over for much of the time in its later years and through different times in their history. However, this knowledge was kept, and there was mystery schools in Egypt with these ascension teachings were brought forth. The way it was taught, we would say, had some, we would say, some limiting expressions, we would say, due to some of the people who ran the mystery schools, according to some of their belief systems. However, the knowledge was intact. And this knowledge was only kept with a select few people due to fears at that time. And this is why we are bringing this knowledge forth, because this knowledge should not be contained by a select few. But this knowledge has been passed down throughout the generations, we would say in your terminology. It has been known with a select few throughout your history. As it gets passed down, parts of the ascension teachings get, we would say, filtered. It gets diluted. You do not receive the full picture. So we are here to come forth to give you this full picture. But the knowledge, yes, from Egypt, these mystery schools, the basis of this was from the ascension teachings. In Atlantis, it was all open source, we would say. There was no mystery schools because there was no mystery to it. Everyone knew about this knowledge. This knowledge was taught openly, even to schools. The children would embrace this knowledge. It was open. Of course, in Atlantis, times did change, like with all great periods. And as it came to Egypt, we would say this knowledge and the use of the knowledge, we would say, was contained and diluted to serve certain people in the society.
So, Lakeshma, came across this, I'm sure I was led to it, but I watched a video about the Egyptian having wireless energy. And I don't know, I had like such a strong sense that I was part of that somehow, and part of that to bring that knowing back to here. And then I just got like this, like I just feel like I'm doing it all over again in a way. And I'm like, is this remembering? Is this what they're, you know, encouraging us to do? Is this the remembering? Like glimpses?
That's right. as you remember, you are drawing on your divine blueprint and your terminology into your akashic records. And here contains skills and knowledge and understandings and perspectives from, we would say, other lives, you see. So depending on your life purpose here on earth in this time continuum, you are drawn to bring forth similar knowledge and understandings here in this lifetime continuum. This is why, as you go through the remembering journey, you may uncover certain abilities. It is not an uncovering, we would say. It is about a remembering. You are accessing abilities that you once had from your multidimensional self.
Ah. Okay. So Saint Germain came to me, and he said to read frequencies and like to touch a leaf, to touch a stone. And of course I love playing. So I said, of course. So I went for the hike, connected with Gaia, said how beautiful she was, because she is. And then I touched a leaf and I touched a stone, and I was touching different things, and I would see the like molecular structure like flash in my mind. And Jermaine is like, this will help you remember. This is like unlocking, sort of like he was like, this is priming a pump. Sort of like just by doing these small little exercises will open up another part of you, which, you know, we call it you say like the blueprint, but to me, it almost feels like software, like my programming for Isabel in this incarnation, that there's a program that's not activated yet because I don't need it yet. But this was like a step of just practicing, of reading frequencies. And I said to him, I said, but don't we read frequencies all the time? Like when we meet somebody, like unconsciously, don't we do it just naturally? Read frequency. And I think what he was saying is being conscious about it.
You are discovering the oneness. You are seeing behind the veil of illusion. You are seeing the energy that connects all of us, all of Gaia's elements. It is all source energy. It is all one. These abilities that you have are innate because you've had these abilities before. This is why it's coming on so suddenly, because you are ready. It is all to do with what you chose to explore here. It is the divine time for you to remember these abilities. You are seeing the frequency, the molecular structure. It is an energetic structure. We all have energetic structures within your being, within all of Gaia, within all that is. You are seeing these structures. How magnificent that you're able to have this vision and see through the physical matter. You are all energy. All the physical matter is energy. You are seeing past that physical structure. It is showing you that you are one. It is showing you the interconnectedness of all that is. It is one more piece of your journey, one more piece of your discovery. Be in the present moment. You don't need to know 50 steps ahead. Be in the present moment.
It is so hard.
Step, as each step is timed perfectly with divine timing and when you are ready.
Yes, I try to remind myself all the time. I do the self-talk, Lakeshma. I don't need to know 50 steps ahead. The journey is fun as it is. One little step. They will move me one little step at a time. So I'm not overwhelmed. It's okay that I don't remember.
And you are remembering.
I am remembering.
And the full picture will be given to you in its divine time.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. We are so, we would say, very pleased, very excited in your journey that you are taking on the guidance that we are giving you. You are ready to experience more of your life journey. And you've put your, would say, your belief systems in perspectives in a way that you are able to push past fears more easily than you did before. And you are able to access more of, in your terminology, akashic records, and draw on these abilities that you innately have. It is a very exciting process once you are aware of what is occurring. And
Yes.
everyone goes through their journey in their own divine time, according to what they chose to explore.
Thank you, Lakeshma, and everyone who supports me.
All of us are there to support all of you. Some of you have doubts, but we are all here, accessible to you, as we are one with you. You are one, you are source, you are connected. We learned these knowings in Atlantis, the connection to oneness. We knew there was more out there than just beings on the earth. We understood and we learned. It allowed us to remember the connection that we have with the planet and with all that is. The planet is part of you. You are born onto this earth for a reason. It is infinite intelligence. Many of you are remembering this, and like we discussed previously, there are many groups of people on your planet that has this remembering and this knowledge. You are all one and you are all connected. It is the new earth, and you are remembering in a faster pace. We would say energies that are coming onto this world is assisting you in this journey of remembering. Some of you may feel disillusioned. The world which you knew is no longer. The beliefs that you once held are being dissolved. There is some dissonance here in some of you. You are feeling that you do not belong, or where do you belong to? Your identity has shifted. You are asking questions about who you truly are. This is what occurs naturally in this transition period to the new earth. It is happening on an individual level when people are ready in their own divine time. But we're here to remind you that we are all here with you. All the answers you seek lie within, because as you go within in your ascension journey, you connect more to your source self. And as you connect to your source self, you connect more to all of us. You connect to the oneness. As we are not out there, we are within you. Through your source self, through the oneness that is. We project in an external way to assist in your belief systems. But we are one. We are within all that is. And these ascension teachings will assist you in this transition. As what occurred in Atlantis has a direct correlation to what is occurring now on your earth. Many of you are blind, we would say, have forgotten. Now, once again, this knowledge is coming forth in a direct manner. And just like Atlantis, gradually, it will be an open source and it will be known within your society in its divine time. Unlike other societies where it was kept hidden with a select few, in its the right time, society will truly know how empowered they are. And those of you that are here today, and those of you are watching, you are drawn to assist in this process. You are light workers in your own right. Whether it is just to be the light for others, to allow in their remembering, or whether it is some other, we would say in your terminology, grander mission. You are all here to assist in this process of the remembering process, to bring these teachings forth in the way you feel fit. Some of you chose to bring this forth later in your time continuum. You may still feel a calling, however you feel lost. You may feel unimportant, that you have nothing to offer. It is because you have certain fears that you still need to uncover. If you are feeling in a good state, your emotional state, which is a guidance system, it shows you that you are aligned. It will occur in the divine right time. There is a divine time in all things. It is about having patience, trusting that things happen when they are supposed to. Some of you feel you need to push against it. This is fear. It is about letting go of control, even if that means letting go of the need to go even further into your ascension journey if you're not ready to. This can be hard because some of you have such a strong calling. But is it fear or is it inspiration that you wish to explore more of your ascension journey? Do you feel left out? Do you feel you're at a level which is not, we would say, a level that you do not like? Do you wish to be at a higher level and you feel fear in relations to where you were at? But we are here to say there is no level. It's all happening when you're ready to do with your divine blueprint, to do with what you chose to explore here, and the fears and belief systems that needs to be explored.
I just want to ask just about divine timing, only because it was a little confusing to me because I know everything is frequency and vibration. And I understand that you talk about systems, right? And the system is set to read my frequency and vibration. But divine timing, there's I think they say, when you say divine timing, meaning like let go of control, it will happen when it needs to happen. And it will also happen when you are ready, like your frequency and vibration.
That is
and even
correct.
if your frequency and vibration is ready, it still might not be the time because there is a divine time.
There are many different factors
Okay,
that
there
make up
is.
divine time. You know some of them. There is a divine time in relation to what you chose to explore here. There is a divine time in relation to where your frequency is at, in relation to belief systems that you chose to hold on to for certain reasons. There is divine timing according to, we would say, aspects of others that came here with you in your lifetime continuum, if they are related to this. We would say it's an orchestra. When all the elements are aligned, then it is the divine time and it will occur.
Thank you. I mean, I sensed that, but I wasn't sure because, you're so focused on sometimes like, reading your emotions, feeling where your state of being is and that kind of thing, that you think it's your fault if something doesn't happen, which is a belief system and it's fear. And, it's sometimes you go around and around in a circle.
Yes. There are different factors at play here. And all the pieces of the puzzle will be aligned when it's ready. Especially, we would say, when it involves other people. The people in your life also chose to come through in this time continuum. They chose to have a relationship with you in a certain way. Sometimes if they are pinched off, we would say, from their remembering, it pushes back certain missions that you came here to explore collaboratively. So for your collaborative missions, we would say, all the pieces of the puzzle must be ready.
That is actually really freeing, Lakeshma, for a person who likes to control. That is really nice to say, great, here you go, universe. You can take the oars and row the boat.
All you need to do is work on your own self, working with the remembering, work on dissolving limited beliefs, allowing your belief systems to be more, we would say, malleable.
Mm-hmm.
Practice letting go of control. This is all the work you need to do. Practice being in the present moment. This is things that you can work on, actively work on if you feel inspired, but do not feel down if you experience hiccups. For you may possibly, in some people, we would say, chose to not remember for periods of time. They chose to experience certain belief systems for periods of time. There are many different elements here. All you can do is be aware of what is really occurring and be consciously in the present moment. Go inwards. It is a journey which never ends. As you raise your vibration, you'll experience more joy and love within your life because you are connecting to more to the oneness that is pure love. This is all you need to do. If you're in the present moment, we give you guidance. You become more sensitive. And as you become more sensitive, you are able to pick up more on our guidance and communication. Because everyone has this ability. Some of you are just blocked off from it because you're either not in the present moment or you have some belief systems standing in your way. This is all you need to do. Focus on your emotions. Do you feel fear or do you feel love? This will give you your clues. This is all you need to work on. And we will guide you in the rest of the way. This knowledge that we give you may assist you in your belief systems to allow you to travel deeper within. This is all. This information gives you insight to what is occurring that allows you to be at peace at what is occurring, to allow you to become more aware and accepting, and to allow you to let go more of the conditions, to know that you are one and that you are not alone.
Thank you, Lakeshma.
You already know that you are not alone.
Yes.
All of you, in some level, know you are not alone. Some of you term it different ways. That is okay. Just know that you're not alone and that you are all connected. You are also connected to one another. Although, because of the belief systems here, there is an illusion of duality. There is an illusion of separation. But there is no separation. You knew there was separation coming here. You knew there would be obstacles, we would say. But you knew you would remember. You knew you were coming here to remember. So see all the obstacles. See all the obstacles as ways to assist you in going deeper within. You are receiving obstacles because you are ready. Do not see it as an obstacle. See it as we would say, like a test, because you have studied and you're ready to pass the exam. You are prepared. This is why you're receiving the test. If you can change your perspectives on what is occurring, you'll be able to live a more freer and empowered life. Society has conditioned you in certain ways. Your family systems has conditioned you in certain ways. But you chose that. You chose your family. You knew you would forget. But you can handle it. You will not be here otherwise. We come here for love. We come here to remind you that there is so much of us and guidance out there for you. It's all about going within. And if you're finding difficulty going within, connect to Gaia, connect to nature. This connection will instantly assist you to go within again. It is a tool to assist you. Be in the present moment. Receive the codes that come through that allows you to remember more of who you are, allows you to connect more to who you truly are and the oneness. You feel this. You feel the connection. You feel more connected in nature. It's just that you've forgotten the wisdom that lies there. Use it. It is there for you. Just like Atlantis, where we drew, you would say, majority of our tools would be on nature. We also had galactic technologies, you would say. However, you do not need these galactical technologies, how we needed it back then, because you're more advanced now. The knowledge is there, the wisdom is there. All you need to do is connect to it. Do you have any more questions?
I don't.
I'm good. Well, we just would like to finish and say that you know that we love you dearly.
I love you too.
I love you as well. It's very, very nice to speak with you.
And we love you. We are one. I am you. Remember this. Remember that you have all the knowledge and wisdom at your hands. It is up to you. What you want to do with it, it is up to you. It's always up to you. You have the choice to let go. You have the choice to be in the present moment. You have the choice to be aware of your emotions and to work on the belief systems that pinch you off from the remembering. Listen to your emotions. These emotions will tell you where your thought system and beliefs are at. Any, we would say in your terminology, negative emotions is showing you that you are pinched off from the remembering. Because in the remembering, you are love. Your innate state is love. So when you feel love, expressions of joy and happiness in different forms, it is because you're remembering who you are, the oneness source, which is you. We love you dearly. Farewell. Bye.
Bye.
Hello. I'm back. Feel like I just want to, because I've got ocean on here on this side of me, so I just feel like water. Anyway.
Looking out the window as well.
So how was that experience for you, ladies?
That was fantastic. Very, very, very interesting and amazing.
Good.
Well, you know, I love your mom, so.
She's a funny one sometimes. All right, well, I'll leave it here. And for those who are watching today, you can actually join in on these interactive live channelings. Just go to www.patreon.com/Beings of Light with Kimberley. Also, please, if you feel inspired, join our Facebook community. We have a Facebook page as well. And of course, YouTube channel. All right, ladies and everyone watching, farewell for now. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.